All right, with Dundee head coach Tim Roberts, the MWA Clinic kind of coming to an end, but a pretty event-packed couple days here. You've been to, I'm sure, a ton of coaches' clinics. How does this year's compare to the ones you've been to in the past?
I know they put effort into making this grow. The amount of people here is fantastic. I've never seen this many people at the clinic, so that's great in the growth. Bringing more coaches to share, that's been good for us, getting more for all of us to gain out of it. Andy came in, did great with his technique too, so I think it's moving in a positive direction for sure.
You seem to be really engaged in all the sessions. You're always the first one to ask questions. First off, how much do you love coming to things like this? I know you're a wrestling junkie, but what were some of the your favorite parts of the 2 days here?
I guess for myself, I'm always looking to get better, so I enjoy that a lot. It's always been fun for me. So whenever I have an opportunity in there and they're open to let me have that opportunity, I don't want to waste it. So I try to jump on there. So looking at like what RJ did yesterday with his practice thing, that's great. What a system is, and you get a chance to ask Tom Borelli, how can we better prepare our guys for college? He's saying what they need, so I would feel bad if I didn't ask, right? So it's just the way I approach it, so I always, if I get a chance, I want to try to learn. So I'm done trying to be cool or look like I know everything, because I know I don't. So I'm not afraid to ask and look like I don't know anything. So
You're also being honored for being the Division III Coach of the Year, and you had your Coach of the Year speech this morning. What types of things were you talking about in that speech? I know a lot of people came up to me like, "Did you hear Coach Roberts' speech? It was awesome." So stuff like that. But what types of things were you hitting on? And I did stop in and out, but you were talking about giving credit to assistant coaches, and that was important to you. It seemed like.
It is very important. I was an assistant coach for 9 years. We had a great team at that time. We did some great things, and I know what it's like to be that guy, because you give a lot of yourself, but people don't recognize you as that as much, right? You're there every day too. You're giving all of your heart as well, but it's just natural that people recognize the head coach more. He's the guy that gets the interviews, and so it's important to me that I make sure that our assistant coaches are recognized as well because of what all they do and how much they give, and so that is important. But this year, Mitch Hancock, he was part of the chair or the whatever organizing this, and he asked us to do a topic for our Coach of the Year speech, which is new. We had never done that. So we did a topic, and he asked me what topic I wanted to present on, and then to me, communicating with your athletes, communicating with your parents, these are lessons I've learned, so it was important to me, and I'm very passionate about that, and how much I've learned in this. Little did I know, though, I decided to come yesterday, and they did that Leadership Academy workshop, and we actually did 6 hours of communicating with your athletes and parents there. So I picked a topic that we hit on for 6 hours yesterday. So that was, I'm like, this happened to everybody. So anyway, I tried to cover what I could in that, as well as after doing 6 hours of it yesterday too. So.
I think the last time we spoke on camera anyways, was the team state tournament. You guys had just had, finished up an incredible season.
Right.
Now that 8 months has gone by, have you had time to really sit back and reflect on just how incredible of a run last year was for you guys?
It was a fantastic year. I hope I've learned enough to enjoy that for what it was. I enjoyed that whole season. It was really a good time, and to really appreciate that you're not going to get that every time, right? You're not going to get 12 kids to place at state and all 14 every time to make it, and what kind of ride they were building on that whole way through. So that was fun. I really want to let myself appreciate it for what it was. This is a whole new thing that is done, and it is in the memory banks now of something I really enjoyed, and now we got a whole new challenge to face coming up here that we're starting this year. So, yeah, I don't want to let that go and just like, yeah, it's it. You know, I want to enjoy it.
So let's talk about this year's team then. Obviously, you lost a really good senior class,
Yes.
including the Wrestler of the Year, Brandon Whitman, 4-time state champ. But you do return a lot of good guys too.
Right.
Some guys coming in. You even got some guys hanging out in middle school still that you'll get over the next couple of years. But you know, what do you see as focal points for the team this year going into this season? What are maybe some challenges you're going to have to overcome? What do you think?
Yeah, we definitely have challenges this year. We're losing in a team our size because we don't get a ton of kids to wrestle. 6 of them are graduated, and they were all state qualifiers, and most of them played state placers. Filling all the weights, right? So we don't have as many big guys. So a lot of those moved on. Another kid we did have coming back ended up hurting his arm in football, so he's out too. And that was Dennis Rude, who would have been one of our bigger guys. He hurt his arm, so he's out as well. So focusing on this year, we're going to have to really relax. The whole driving to keep wrestling and trying to score extra points, without putting pressure on to score extra points, but working towards that is going to be important because up top we're going to be a lot younger. So it's going to be a whole different challenge. As far as a team like that, but I want to keep growing forward as a coach too, and approaching this sport in a way that's enjoyable and getting people to enjoy what they're doing and keep wrestling. So that's a focal point as well, is keep developing that way.
Coach Roberts, always a pleasure. Appreciate you giving us a couple minutes here. Best of luck this season and stay healthy.
And thank you for what you do. Michigan wrestling is better for what you guys do. So thank you.